What's up guys, Chris here again, Westside Dive, and welcome back to our channel. Glad to see you, glad you made it back. Today we're just going to talk about the different type of snorkels. We get tons of guys and girls wanting new snorkels, new masks, and we have quite a few snorkels to go through. Basically, I kind of categorize them as into three different types. Your super basic J style, your kind of intermediate semi-dry snorkels, and then what I would call your ultra dry snorkels. So we're going to go through all that in just a second, and hopefully that'll help you out on your choice. Okay guys, what I have here is your basic J style snorkel, as in the letter J. Nothing fancy. You have a mouthpiece on one end and an opening on the other end. Air comes in, you breathe. If water comes in, you just push it out. And really basic, simple snorkel. A lot of free divers are using these snorkels these days. Really low profile. You can stick them on the back of your head, and they're super light. You don't really feel them as you're doing your vertical up and down dives. But really good for snorkeling and spearfishing as well. Just know that there's no kind of purge here or anything that's impeding water that's going to be going straight in your mouth. So if customers come in and say, oh, I don't like any salt water or any water in my mouth, this is not the snorkel for you. But if it's a snorkel on the budget, this is the basic one that I would recommend. Or if it's just your kind of beginner setup, we get you started with those. Another couple cool features about these guys is they come in tons of different colors now, just across the spectrum, pinks, blues, purples, you name it. With these really low profile kind of snorkels, basic snorkels, they basically have just kind of this plastic figure eight piece here that your mask strap goes through, and it just kind of secures that way, pretty simple. I actually kind of like it because you can move it you can move the snorkel up and down, back and forward, up on your head or closer to your face, or however you like it. One last super cool feature of these guys is that they're super flexible. This one, actually, with this one, it comes with a little case that you can fold it completely up, stick it in the case, throw it in your bag, off you go, and whenever you're ready to use it again, you just pop it out. It comes right back to its shape perfectly. There's no creases, no dents, and no inhibitions for getting air in or water out. Super cool, not that expensive. Really a nice, simple way to get started for a snorkel. So nowadays there's a lot of matching of snorkels to masks to wetsuits and etc. We have a handful of camouflage kind of masks. So this snorkel right here would kind of match that blue camo mask that we have. We have a green if you're kind of diving more of a kind of a greener water area, a grassy area. If it's a little bit more of a rocky area, this kind of camo, this darker brown, and we have grays and a little bit black and reddish even. So there's lots of varieties of colors and camo colors that we offer. So the next level of snorkel is kind of going to be what we call your intermediate snorkel. You have a little bit of a splash guard. So I don't know if you can see, this one has kind of like these grooves. So if water comes in, it's going to kind of funnel out and not go all the way into your mouth. And as you can kind of see, this one has an opening on the bottom, and so it's protected on the top so water doesn't really splash in and get into your snorkel. The next kind of feature you have with these intermediate snorkels is the clip's going to be a little bit better than the beginner kind of just plastic clip that we were showing you earlier. As you can see, the clip on these snorkels, it's a little bit nicer than the other ones. You kind of squeeze it, put your mask strap in there, and then it actually kind of locks and stays nice and secure. So a little bit of an upgrade from just kind of the rubber piece that's on the basic J style snorkels. So guys, moving down the snorkel, we have a kind of an accordion style feature to these snorkels, and really the main reason for that is so when you have the mouthpiece in your mouth and you're swimming around, that the snorkel is a little bit flexible, so it doesn't pull on your jaw. Sometimes a rigid snorkel will pull on your jaw, and you're kind of having to move that snorkel around a little bit too much, and you're not really comfortable and happy out there. So it's a pretty cool feature of these guys. The mouthpieces a lot of times on these intermediate semi-dry snorkels can be removed and replaced. We do have a tendency to bite down on these little impressions here, and they'll wear out over time. So we can take this off, get a new one, and replace it and be more comfortable. The last feature of these guys is you'll see it has a purge valve. Nothing fancy, it's basically just a flap that's kind of keeping sand and debris from moving into the snorkel. But if the snorkel does fill with water, if you've come up and you've kept the snorkel in your mouth and you have water full in the snorkel, you can just blow and these flaps will open up and the water will expel from that area and not go up into the mouthpiece and into your mouth. So it's a nice feature. Basic purge valve on these intermediate semi-dry snorkels. Price point's going to be a little bit higher, obviously, from your simple J snorkel. If you have a few extra bucks, this is probably the way to go. All right, guys, the third level, the kind of highest tier level that we have is what I call the ultra dry snorkels. Generally, they're going to have a really solid splash guard up here, so it's going to keep all the water out from coming into your snorkel. This particular one has a whistle. Safety whistle if you're kind of get separated from your group. It's a good feature to have. Generally, these ultra dry snorkels have super good purge valves, kind of a heavy duty flap, not gonna let any water or debris back up into the snorkel or into your mouth, and they're a lot easier. The material seems to be a lot easier to push water out. You can also change the, these are interchangeable mouth pieces. After a while, we bite down too much on them and you can change this out really easily. These are our by far our two most popular snorkels. And there's lots of reasons for that. They're in that kind of super ultra dry category. They have really nice clips that are not going to break and keep you keep your mask nice and secure to your head. This one is flexible. As I mentioned before, it doesn't really pull on your jaw. You can interchange the mouthpiece as it gets worn down. But the main feature with this guy is if water comes in, it's all going to collect into this big musubi, as we call it, this big kind of container. So none of it's kind of go up into your mouth. So this one is one of our probably driest snorkels that we have out there. A couple companies actually brand this and use it as their own. The purge valve is basically on the back. So again, this is that super flexible, light material. You can blow out water really easy and nothing's going to come back in. This one we call is the super bullet. A little bit kind of an odd looking shape to this snorkel. It's kind of a modified J, as I call it. You actually have two purge valves, and you'll notice on the top it's open, so water will come in, but I tell customers, if you put a hose right here, water's going to come directly and funnel out this first purge valve chamber that we have here. And if any water does kind of remain, it'll funnel into this second chamber, and you can blow it out pretty easily there. Again, you can interchange the mouthpiece. Got a super nice clip. This snorkel looks like it's a firm one that it'll kind of pull on your jaw, but actually it's made of soft rubber at this below kind of purge mouthpiece area, so it doesn't really pull on your jaw. It's the one that I use, and I've been using it for almost 20 years, I think. And it takes a little getting used to this kind of this bigger part, but once you get used to it, you love it. Most customers absolutely love this snorkel. You have it for years, super high quality. A little bit higher price point than these other guys, but if you want the best, this is the way to go. Okay guys, that's a wrap for today. We appreciate you checking our video out. Please give us a like, subscribe to the page, and we'll see you next time.